Hello! Welcome back to the Mytho International Championship, down to game number 3 of this best of 3 series between IMPKH and RRQ. My name is Wolf, your caster, with Nomad, your other caster. What's up, Nomad?
Everything's up. The ceiling is up there, and what's up is game number 3. That is what's up next, and the draft is looking really good.
Yep,
I'm looking at RRQ actually banning out Harith, which is pretty interesting,
yep.
to say the least.
But they
Your team
will
is
not
picking.
do so. Alright, there it is. There's the draft. Just go for the Louis this time and the Yu Zhong for RRQ
Oh,
this time. Although they won against the Harith, they kind of feel that maybe OP just had just had a bad game. Maybe OP just pressed the wrong buttons at the wrong time, and it's not gonna be that easy for us to take them down twice in a
Your
row.
team
Just
is
to bat it
picking.
out. There's the Louis Atlas combo that we know, and it's one of the strongest and most potent combos out there with the Claude, and it's looking good now for IMPKH. What is the answer now, Nomad? What do you think should be the draft for RQ at least?
Ling. Ling
Of
is looking
course.
like a viable option here for RRQ. Just in terms of just being able to apply a lot of pressure onto Claude, wherein Ling can just start and go
Your
ahead and
team is banning.
steal away all the buffs. That's the potential. Kufra being
Yeah.
picked up pretty standard, just to stop Claude from coming in. If ever he does go for the BMI, and a bouncing ball would just be more than enough to stop him from doing any other slippery moves here.
Yeah.
But a Ling is something that RQ has to lean towards to in this fight.
And I'm not gonna be surprised if Infinity Cage just straight up bans it out. Makes a lot of sense to not
Your
give it
team
away.
is banning.
I like the combo. I like the bans. I mean, for Infinity Cage, they know that even if they have defeated this Esmeralda before, they've chosen not to give it away to RRQ, knowing that this is like one of the comfort picks.
Your team
Wow.
is
So
picking.
they go for the Selena ban, kind of knowing that this is going to be a Jawhead on the off lane. By the way, Nomad, I think that Jawhead is such a good pick for RQ because it's great versus squishy heroes like Louis. Massive against the Claude. Not only that, it's a good deny pick for RQ. They will
That
not give
is
it
true.
away to
Your team
Infinity
is
Cage.
picking.
We're gonna see secure the Farsa just to get a bit more of that CC, that not CC, but DPS down the line. Farsa in the early game is painful. Masha and Kaja and it's hovering over the Cho.
Oh man, if they pick the Terizla again, I might have doubts about this thing because it wasn't successful before, and I don't see it gonna being. I don't see it differently in this specific game. It's not good against almost anybody from RQ. Maybe it's decent against the Joy, but it's not that good. And even the Link can burst down the Terizla for sure. I think the
Mm.
Link is such a free pick now for RQ. This is such a weird decision from Impunity Cage, at least from my end. Them prioritizing the Terizla over anything else kind of puts a question mark on me, but the
Oh,
carry for the burst down. They don't want to go Link because they might be forced in the early game to a spot where they cannot take it back in the late game because they're already defeated. But nonetheless, Nomad, um, carry is how do I say this? You can never go wrong with this. I'd say.
can never go wrong. It's like, yeah, who else is our who's going to be our core? Huh? Carrie's reliable. And that's the thing. She is reliable. There are some merits into being a reliable hero choice, but sometimes if you get shut down in the early game, that is where Carrie
Yeah.
kind of falls down and needs to catch up. But there is still the case of Carrie just being able to at least get the 10k, 11k gold mark on her name. She'd be able to dish out a lot of damage, especially if she secures the Demon Hunter sword and a golden staff.
Yeah.
But Masha here, the objective of Masha in this game is to go ahead and go into the jungle as early as possible to deny carry of any additional income so that they can at least slow down the curve, the
Yep.
spike of carry.
Yep. Nevertheless, I'll say this: the trump card of Impunity KH, the Masha. I know you like this. It's I've always felt that this is like a hit or miss hero that more often times misses just because of the fact that if you don't get your turbo masha mode, you're essentially an anchor to your team. You don't provide anything else. But if you are able to find your sweet spot of just winning the team fights, split pushing, and even taking down turrets, you know that you're effective. 7, however, the Atlas now might be the first blood. There's the flicker from the Joy to make sure that it is completed. So that's the first blood in favor of RRQ already. OP, the Claude, really wants to go for this turtle, this little wanderer, and will be successful in doing so. Not gonna be paying for his life. So he heals up a bit because of that little wanderer.
And this is not an aggressive play stop from Naker. I mean, yeah, Naker assisted OP in securing the orange buff, but as I say that, there is a bit of a scuffle in the purple buff area. HPs are dropping dangerously low. The Luo Yi is doing his job, her job, I mean, as HPs completely disappear there on the side of RRQ. Currently a 0 for 2 trade there over at the purple buff area, man.
I'm getting attributed to all of the AoE damage. The way they melted, man, I was so astonished at how much Louis can dish out of the damage. Obviously, that there is that as well when you pop your third. I don't even know what it's called anymore. I forgot. It's how long I've not seen this hero. Yeah, it's the penalty strike. No, it's not. It's man, I really forgot. But the first skill of Boom on this third is dealt so much damage because you get how to say this? You get ridiculously strong on your third strike.
Mm-hmm. Hello, check, mic check.
I can hear you, man.
All right, there you go. I'm back.
All right.
I don't know what's happening to me right now.
Yep.
But I'm just gonna go back to my point there that Masha should have been invading in the early game because carry right now is sitting pretty at 1,300. It's not much, but as time goes by, yeah, Claude's gonna be able to catch up. But they need to make sure that carry is stuck behind the Claude.
So should have. There's the use ultimate, but they're not gonna catch anyone. In fact, it's way too early to contest this orange buff as OP just arrives right at the most perfect moment to take this orange buff for himself. Now in the middle, there's Albert, there's the gang. Kind of stopped with this by this Lu Yi, and Albert is able to get back a bit. You can see now the farm is getting ridiculously good for the side of RRQ.
Ridiculously good. There is not much of a goal difference here between carry and Claude, and that is concerning though. All things considered, if they're even, carries ahead. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, you don't want to let your carry to get ahead of the Claude. As the Claude, you always want to go. Always want to be ahead when it comes to the farm because you're much more item dependent compared to the carry, at least in dealing the damage. And the fact that the Claude was also nerfed pretty much twice in the past 2 batches, that's a little bit of concerning. But the fact that the idea of the hero hasn't changed yet, that's probably why he's still one of the top marksmen out there.
Naker in a scuffle there against XOXO. He is going to be losing that as he gets revenged. No rages available just yet. Claude is instead going to be focusing on the turtle here. Going to go for the reset. He is going to get chased down by the Black Dragon form by XOXO. The turtle is going to be secured by IMPKH, and that is what they need to keep doing. As OP chips out the HP of carry there to force him back. A teleport!
A teleportation indeed. I want to go for Boom. Okay, so this is just a defensive teleportation. Boom is sure to clear this way, but not on time. As that is going to be killed. On the other side though, Lu Yi and the gang, the 3-man gang squad able to take out XOXO. So that puts a little bit of a gold lead for OP as I missed another clash. I'm sorry about that. There's another kill is going to be there. And
it's perfectly
another one.
fine. OP! Man,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, OP is now ahead.
Yeah,
OP is OP. He's now ahead of carry, and that is a good sign for IMPKH.
Definitely. Want to kind of capitalize on that. The fact that they haven't lost any turret And, well, they've lost one, but they haven't lost that much turrets. Third stage of the game kind of makes you feel that the Claude is going to be comfortable just running around the map. The lower side, this is the southeast side of the map, at least that's still secured. But onto the mid lane, they almost killed that Farsa jump from the Cupra this time. Blazing Doom is going to be used. The Elder Dragon, the Black Dragon form is not going to reach them as Louis also teleports away with a diversion ultimate. Rukimaru gets the Mamba out.
Gets Mamba out. Barely makes it out alive, but Blaz falls down by the hands of Boom over in the top lane. Nykert's gonna get taken out, and they're gonna be focusing on XOXO here. Fatal Link's not available, and he's not gonna be lasting long here. This turret is gonna go down without a doubt.
Yeah.
And XOXO is gonna be forced to yeet out of there.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised how many mini skirmishes are happening now. And another one, as they've found the Luyi. I guess that this time they will just call it a pause. Perhaps some latency issues out there. In all honesty, Nomad, we've kind of you're hyping a lot of stuff, but in the end,
to do that in order to assure that his team is ahead, especially against this Albert. XOXO, meanwhile, has been doing a good job on that Yuzhong. Albeit the fact that he did lose out his top lane, it doesn't matter. He adds a lot to the team fight whenever he goes to the Black Dragon form. It really disrupts Impunity's momentum in the skirmish.
Yeah. Onto the turtle they go. Farsa with the feather there. Like, who's gonna take this? It's gonna be the blue side with the last hit from the Terizla, which is weird because of the fact that Terizla's not known to get the last hits on turtles. Nevertheless, with the extra shields, I guess they're fine with it. Would have been better if it was on Nyker or on Claude, but it is what it is. At the very least, they have secured the turtle.
It's starting to be a trend that the Demon Hunter Swords is not the first pick for Claude. 7 minutes in the Demon Hunter Sword. I think he prioritized the Raptor Machete on top of that.
Yeah, it is definitely the trend now. Almost any marksman that I know is for that. The teleportation as they get out. Boom is the one left. Where did they go? Into the middle, because that's where they want to push. Sometimes you just teleport to push, not to get the kill.
Top lane.
Top lane.
Top lane though, Masha in a bit of a duel there against Albert. Albert almost gets taken out. Nice timing by XOXO.
Wow. XOXO. Just in time to help his teammate. Carry gets out into safety. One crucial item, however, for the Atlas. Gets the dominant signs for 2. Great versus all of the physical damage criticals, as well as other of the sources of damage sources, I mean, of RRQ, which is more than likely just from physical. Only the Farsa deals significant magic damage at this point.
Yeah. And it still looks like an even matchup here. Except for the turrets, but you know, all things considered, it's still hard to tell who is going to be coming out on top here. I think one big team fight will sway the odds into whichever team. Top lane though, Naker is going to be paying the price. Unstoppable Force and the Smart Missiles are going to be more than enough to secure that kill, and that's going to be the turret falling down as well. And suddenly,
wow,
RQ kind of shifted the momentum towards their side.
I like it. Oh, the Cobra jumps onto the middle. The turtle will be taken by the Claude. So, just like in the previous games, IMPKH really prefers the turtle over turrets. It's always a choice. What you go for? The Fatal Link's gonna be used, but the flicker away from the Farsa keeps himself safe. And the turret up top is gonna be taken out. So this is honestly such an even game, but there's some differences when it comes to priorities. On the middle, they want to go for the Cupra. Even with the ultimate, oh, look at how tanky that Cupra is. Yuzhong on the backlines stops the advance from IMPKH. Nice knock off onto 2, but the penalty zone is there to kind of stop this. XOXO now in trouble, but with all of the resistances that he has, he is going to be able to run away. Nyker barely survives that one.
And this is going to be staying in the lane. Just try to push out the bot lane to equalize the momentum. Skylar is going to go for the Unstoppable Force onto Claude, and he eventually gets taken out by Kufra.
Wow, I guess that was the passive of Kufra that
yeah.
off. in time because he barely survived in there. Nevertheless, he's taken out, so that's a big victory favoring RRQ. Always want to take down the opposing carry because that means that you'll have, I guess, a minute or so worth of farm that you'll have as an advantage. The purple buff side, 7KH is almost taken out. What a nice vacuum from Rukimaru, but it will not stop the fact that the Joy is taken out. That means that another bonus skill is going to be in favor of RQ now. Nomad.
Yeah, they're struggling to secure this mid lane turret, and I feel like they need to start opening up the mid lane so that they can freely rotate across the side of IMPKH. And good defense from IMPKH altogether, but eventually this turret's gonna go down, and IMPKH, they need to start focusing on other avenues in this game. They're trying so hard to defend this mid lane because they know how important this mid lane is.
I like it. I like what you pointed out. They don't want to give it away because that means that this turret in the middle as well as this turret in the bottom kind of makes them secure this orange buff as well as other parts of the jungle. The Lord though is gonna be taken by the
Oh!
It's not gonna be enough though. It comes up far some better. There's like taking down the Atlas. Rukimaru tries to save his teammates, but will not be enough. Very nice initiations, with the lack of follow-up meant that it's still gonna be an even game. Namasha wasn't there. Sneaky Niker doing sneaky Niker things. Well, that there is the my oh my, secured the turtle earlier, and now the Lord. How valuable is that?
Pardon my French, that was so freaking good.
Oh yeah.
Like, good steal on that Lord. Sure, the last insanity is going to be committed there, but that just disrupted the entirety of RRQ,
right.
And that allowed Niker to start pushing at the top lane, and that, man, that was so beautiful. That was a beautiful steal.
You could have sworn that it was RRQ already taking the control of the game, that they have already gotten the momentum, but that big stop, defensive stop from IMPKH meant that they still have the grip of this game, especially because Niker was also able to take out an inhibitor up top. In the middle, surely go down. That means no more outer turrets available for RRQ.
Man, we were talking about Niker not being an impact in the game, in the early game. Now he is. And a good 3-man last Fatal Links there as the HPs quickly melt on the side of RRQ.
Oh
Black Dragon form from XOXO, I don't think is going to be more than enough. It is a 2-for-2 trade. This mid lane inhibitor turret is going to go down, and IMPKH just managed to tip the tails completely, drop the 1-ton weight on one side.
8-2-4 pops the ultimate, but he's going to be punished. They're taking a lot of time taking this Cupra, but they will eventually do it. Now Yuzhong wants to go for the Luo Yi. Luo Yi pops the ultimate, wants to save his teammate, but no, it's just diversion. Penalty zone could have hidden that man, but he gets away into safety. Albert trying to survive this.
OP!
It went onto nothing but air.
Well, I mean, 2 bullets hit.
Yeah, 2 bullets, I guess. So many good
Imagine
plays. So many good
so
plays,
many.
but only 1 inhibitor down. That's how you know that teams are equally matched. Even when the team goes for a good play, another team goes for another, it's even in the end. That's how you know that it's good. Skylar though, is gonna be focused down up top, but because of Bless's feather dare strike, the rest of the gang will not continue.
Man, imagine a seesaw. It's perfectly balanced in the middle.
Yeah.
Impunity's on the left, RQ's on the right. Immediately, Impunity dropped a 1-ton package on top and just tipped the scales completely.
Yep.
That's how that Lord Steal happened. That's what that Lord Steal did to the game.
And then on top of it, some more added pounds with the Fatal Links from 7. Back-to-back good Fatal Links allowed OP as well as Boom and Niker to be comfortable now. It doesn't matter if you're like stronger than your opponents or more farmed. What matters is if you can move in the team fight so comfortably compared to the opposing carry. You know that the tanks are doing doing a great job. If the tanks facilitate for the marksmen to have a good time in the clash, you know that they're good.
That's true. And 824 is not looking good here as he is going to be singled out and be taken out by four members over at the top lane. XOXO is going to be able to take down Masha. Masha's at a point where she's going to get eliminated without any problems, and she needs to start joining the team fights. If not joining the team fights, start split pushing and be safe about it.
Man.
Because XOXO, you could just snipe her out without any problems.
Look at the OP and the gang. They've decided to take down the Lord because they know that they have a man advantage over their opponents. It's without Skylar as well as the Kufra, OP has got free reign onto this Lord. Unless the Farsa steals it, not gonna be the case, as that's OP to take it down. Yuzhong was able to push it for a little bit up top just to flow the minion wave there. Nevertheless, OP with this Lord secure on the side of IMPKH, they have once again tilted the seesaw on their side.
RQ though, they're still not out of the game. We're at a point in the game where money doesn't really matter anymore, so to speak. It's all about the rotations here.
It matters
despite
for
the fact,
supports, though. But yeah,
unless for the support,
I agree. It's all about making them say, I mean, if this carry has got what 12k when it comes to gold, but is immediately taken down by his opponents, that won't matter. Absolutely. So yeah, I get what you're saying. It's all about who makes the worst mistake now, Nomad.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna be looking at mistakes being made. I hope mistakes were not made here, just outplaced left and right as RRQ 824 tries to go for the Rage. Rage not going to be connecting a lot of people. HPs are dropping dangerously low here on the side of RRQ, and the rest of Impunity is going to be securing the game and forcing the victory. A reverse sweep.
Oh, man.
Oh, not a reverse sweep, but a comeback.
A comeback.
From Impunity.
Let's say.